Thursday night, prime time, Week 16. A playoff-caliber collision under the lights where every snap feels like January football, not December. Two teams sitting at 11-3. Two teams described as destined for the playoffs. Two defenses ranked inside the top 5. And one stadium that has quietly broken visiting teams all season long. This is not just another Thursday night football game. This is a measuring stick game. A tone setter. A reminder of what championship football looks like when offense meets discipline, when efficiency meets aggression, and when one small edge can swing everything. Welcome to Beyond the Box Score, where tonight we dive deep into Rams vs. Seahawks. Game: Los Angeles Rams vs. Seattle Seahawks. This matchup takes place on Thursday, December 18th, kicking off at 8:15 p.m., live on Prime Video, as part of Week 16. The Los Angeles Rams head on the road into Seattle, a venue described as a very difficult place for road teams to play. Both teams enter this matchup with identical 11-3 records, reinforcing just how narrow the margin is between these two contenders. Fan sentiment mirrors that balance almost perfectly, with the Seahawks holding a 47.5% chance to win at home, while the Rams sit slightly ahead at 52.1%, described as very close to a 50-50 split. From a numbers standpoint, the Rams enter this game as 1.5-point favorites, with the total set at 45.5. Those numbers immediately frame the narrative: expectation of a close contest, tight margins, and limited separation. Nothing here suggests a runaway. Everything suggests tension. Offensively, the Rams arrive as one of the hottest teams in football, described as the most complete team. They are averaging 30 points per game, throwing for 257 passing yards per game, and adding 126 rushing yards per game. Balance is not a buzzword here, it is reflected directly in production. That output is paired with a defense allowing just 18.6 points per game, giving up 101 rushing yards per game, and being described as a top 5 overall defense, with their offense also mentioned as top 2. At the center of that offensive efficiency is Matthew Stafford, who has thrown just 4 interceptions and is closing in on 40 touchdowns. This season is described as likely the most efficient of his career. Not flashy for the sake of flash, but precise, controlled, and calculated, a quarterback playing within the margins and consistently winning them. Seattle, however, is not conceding anything. Their offense is averaging 29.8 points per game, just a fraction behind the Rams, while producing 236 passing yards per game and 118 rushing yards per game. Defensively, they allow just 17.4 points per game, surrender only 91 rushing yards per game, and are also described as a top 5 overall defense. Both teams feature aggressive front sevens, both create havoc in the backfield, and both are built to disrupt timing rather than simply react. One of Seattle's key offensive contributors is Jackson Smith-Njigba, who has recorded over 500 receiving yards. That production adds another layer to an offense already capable of matching opponents statistically across multiple categories. Seattle's ability to almost mirror the Rams in production is what elevates this game from intriguing to pivotal. The Rams come into this matchup fresh off a shootout with the Lions, a game in which they scored enough points, reinforcing their identity as an offense that can keep pace even when things get uncomfortable. Yet Seattle's home environment adds complexity. This is a place described as very tough for road teams, and that factor alone has tilted outcomes throughout the season. From an analytical perspective, the lean here centers on the Rams. The projection calls for the Rams to win 24-20, covering the 1.5-point spread, with the total coming in just barely under 45.5. That narrow margin reflects the defensive strength on both sides, the disciplined execution, and the reality that this game could swing on a single drive, a single stop, or a single mistake. When viewing this matchup as a broader scenario, the case can be made either way. Both teams are playoff caliber. Both are described as destined for the postseason. Both possess good offenses, good defenses, and top 5 overall defensive units. But the deciding factor leans toward efficiency, experience, and just enough firepower. The Rams are trusted to do just enough on the road, traveling just north of California, to edge out a win in one of the toughest environments in football. This is not dominance. This is survival. This is a Thursday night game where margins matter, where defenses dictate tempo, and where efficiency outweighs explosiveness. And when the final whistle blows, the expectation is that Los Angeles walks away with a 24-20 victory, reinforcing their identity as one of the most complete teams in the league. And that's the full breakdown for Rams vs Seahawks here in Week 16. A primetime matchup where the margins are razor thin, the defenses are elite, and every possession matters. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more game-by-game analysis that goes beyond the surface numbers, make sure you hit the like button. It helps this channel reach more football fans who love the details as much as we do. Subscribe to Beyond the Box Score for consistent NFL breakdowns, matchup analysis, and data-driven predictions all season long. And now I want to hear from you. Drop your final score prediction in the comments and tell me which side you're leaning toward in this showdown. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.